Oh shit. Hey. Testing 1 2. Y'all hear me all right? Let's start this thing up right now. Let's just hop into it before goddamn Jackson Hinkle gets to it or something. You guys heard about this crazy shit's been going on? Oh man, you wouldn't believe it. Hold on, I still gotta do some setting up, believe it or not. Hold on. Let me add this screen. I gotta add this window. Is this one okay? Let me do a specific window. Technical difficulties. I'm rusty at this. Y'all know I don't be streaming. Alright, video capture. I just want a window. Here we go, window capture. And let me see. Yeah, that should do it. Alright, let's see if this works. Show. Okay, sweet. So, oh man, yeah, here we go. Al Jazeera has the video that I want to dive into. In case you guys haven't heard, there was a bit of a situation in this town called, God, what was it, Buha or something? God dang it. Yeah, Buhas Village. No, that's for... God damn it. What was the name of that dang on village? I'm so stoned right now. Dude, this shit caught me off guard because, dude, I totally called it. I totally called it. This shit was gonna happen. These goddamn false flags. And they caught me slipping, man. I didn't think it was gonna be today. I got stoned. I thought I was gonna sleep in today. Thought it was gonna be a nice chill day. I didn't think I was gonna have to do shit. I didn't plan on streaming today. And I seen it, and I'm like, fuck. I was right. God damn it. Fucking weak. You guys hear me? Yeah, the damnedest thing, my battery just died. It was weird as fuck. I had to restart my whole computer. Now my camera doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, this is gonna be a stream for the ages, I can already tell. Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, let's see. Why wasn't this camera working? Oh well. I think it's back on. Alright, so let's try this again. I have to just get rid of this shit, because I don't even... I'm just gonna have to look through my history. Not organized today, I told you. It's gonna be a sloppy one. Fuck it. In a silent fourth, we carry on. Alright, let's see. Should be my history. God, here we go with my library. Make everything so hard to fucking find in here. Alright, fuck it. Let's see.
Comes at a high price. Northwest of the capital, the city of Bucha.
Oh shit, yeah, they're not gonna be able to hear anything. I mean, see anything. I totally added the window capture already. Alright, start over. Ridiculous. See if you guys can even hear this. See the desktop audio. Is that on? No. Freaking rusty here. Alright, let's start over.
Ukrainian forces have retaken the entire Kyiv region. But Russia's retreat comes at a high price. Northwest of the capital, the city of Bucha bears witness to the brutality of war. At least 20 people in civilian clothes left dead in the street. Each scene a grim snapshot of the chaos and violence of their final moments. Ukrainians say at the hands of Russian forces. Days earlier, the mayor of Bucha announced the liberation of his town.
March the 31st will go down in the history of our community as the Day of Liberation. The liberation of our armed forces of Ukraine from Russian occupiers. So today I state that this day is joyful, and this is a great victory in the Kyiv region, and we will definitely wait until there is a great victory all over Ukraine.
So, there you go. There was a attack in Bucha near Kiev, right? I mean, that's not the whole video. We can finish it. I mean, but just check out these bodies, dude. All these pictures. Not one close up of any of the bodies. Let's get our facts straight. What up, Al SoCal? Let's get our facts straight. The Russians left 4 days ago, right?
The joy of victory soon dampened.
Basically, just now today, just barely, we're getting this footage, right? This evidence of this so-called massacre. So supposedly, the Russians did this as they were going out, as they were leaving this town, withdrawing, de-escalating. They decided to pull this shit, just because, you know, kicks and giggles. You know how people are. You know, like in Syria. Remember when Bashar al-Assad decided he got tired of winning the war, so he did the one thing that he knew would draw Western powers into his region and make things a shit ton harder for him. He started gassing his own people, right? Obama's red line, remember that? Yeah, same thing. Some people just like crossing lines that they know are going to draw the West in. Some people that's just how they get their rocks off. That's what I'm supposed to believe, right? And I caught this shit in my last video. Check it out. It was like it was literally 15 seconds long. I'm like, there's gonna be a false flag.
Death. Ukraine's general staff is warning Bucha residents Russian forces mined the city before they left. Combat engineers work to clear suspected mined areas. Bodies remain where they fell until it's safe to retrieve them. Bucha's mayor says entire families were killed and nearly 300 people have been buried in a mass grave. Not far from Bucha, in the village of Dmitrivka, west of Kyiv, the remains of Russian soldiers killed in fierce fighting there, left in the street.
In the north of the country, the occupiers continue to retreat, slowly but noticeably. In the east, the situation remains extremely difficult. Russian troops are moving to Donbass and towards Kharkiv. They are preparing new strikes. We are preparing an ever more active defense.
As Ukrainians begin to occupy and clear recaptured areas, what happened in Bucha, Ukrainians fear, could be the first of many instances of communities shattered by this war.
So, what I want to know is, like, where's the footage of all these Russians killing all these people? Like, where are the witnesses, right? I've seen some footage of one lady saying, oh, they were tying people up, shooting them in the back. It was very poorly translated, and she could have been talking about anybody. She was like, oh, they tied him up. They shot him in the back. It was really roughly translated. Then they went on to like some other footage. I'll see if I can find it. It's probably like another video. But you notice they never do like a close-up on the bodies. Which, it's been like 4 days since the Russians left. These bodies should look like shit. They should be like all rotted and all that crap. Whoops. Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm calling bullshit. I call bullshit even before the shit got flung, and the flung got shit so on So timely. I don't want to toot my own horn, and this is nothing to celebrate. My prescience is nothing to celebrate here. This is awful. People are dead. I knew there'd be a false flag, but yeah, I knew this shit was gonna crack. But yeah, basically, brought y'all here today to get the other side of the story, because there's always two sides of the story, right? You're gonna get the news, their bullshit, their propaganda, and you're gonna get what actually fucking happened, but usually not before you get a slew of other bullshit. Let me see. Did want to watch this one, but first, I do want to get the Russians' side. So on RT here, which is banned in America, or on YouTube at least, this is what the Russians claim is going on, or at least this is what this RT article says. Russia denies Ukraine war crime allegation. Moscow claims accusations of Bucha massacre by Russian forces are fake news. The Russian military has firmly denied accusations of mass killings of civilians in Bucha, a Ukrainian town northwest of Kiev. Or Kiev, I don't know how to pronounce this Russian stuff, so pardon me on that. The claims have been raised by Ukraine itself, some Western media outlets, and human rights groups after Moscow withdrawn its troops from the outskirts of Ukraine's capital. So it's just funny that this happens in Ukrainian-held territory. No matter what they want to, they want to spin it as, the Russians weren't in control in this territory. The Ukrainians had all this territory, and then suddenly this massacre happens 4 days after the Russians leave. It's fucking stupid. Fucking 10-year-old could see past the shit, but we'll move on. All photographs and video materials published by the Kiev regime allegedly showing some kind of crimes by Russian military personnel in the town of Bucha, Kiev region, are yet another provocation, the Russian Ministry of Defense said. Sunday. Russian troops have been pulled out of the area on March 30th, the military said, pointing out that the so-called evidence of crimes in Bucha appeared only on the fourth day after the withdrawal, when Ukrainian intelligence and representatives of Ukrainian television arrived in the town. Yeah, that's a funny little coincidence there. The evidence comes out the same day that Ukrainian intelligence representatives of television arrived in the town. Interesting. Moreover, on March 31st, the mayor of Bucha, and Natalie Fedoruk, confirmed in this video address that there was no Russian military in town. We just saw that video. The video of the mayor claiming that Russia was out. They were out of the town. The Ukrainian mayor, Natalie Fedoruk, he just announced that to the world. He seemed really happy that the Russians were gone. He made a whole point to fucking emphasize that they were absent. They were fucking ghosts. So, yeah, nothing about a massacre. It's particularly concerning that all the bodies of people whose images were published by the Kiev regime after at least 4 days have not stiffened, do not have characteristic cadaveric spots, and have fresh blood in their wounds, the military noted, adding that all these inconsistencies show that the whole Bucha affair has been staged by the Kiev regime for Western media, as was the case with the fake news from the Mariupol maternity clinic. So that was probably another incident. I remember reading something about a theater, how that might have been staged. But this isn't to totally just buy into the Russian narrative. But at the same time, let's put on our thinking caps and use our minds here. Russia had nothing to gain from this, and I could see this false flag coming from a mile away. So graphic footage from Bucha shows multiple bodies in civilian clothing lying in the middle of the street. Some of the dead apparently had their hands tied, while others were armbands commonly used by Russian forces and civilians in areas under Russian control. So, some of the dead apparently had their hands tied, while others were white armbands armbands commonly used by Russian forces and civilians in areas under Russian control. So it looks like most of the victims were like Russian sympathizers, man. According to this, I don't know, Kiev has blamed the Bucha killings on Moscow and Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba, claiming it was a deliberate massacre by Russian troops. So and they just go yada yada yada. Russia did it, and you know, here's their here's their grand theory for the reasoning why Russia might have done it. The Bucha massacre was deliberate. Russians aim to eliminate as many Ukrainians as they can. We must stop them and kick them out. So that's their theory. The Russians just want to genocide all the Ukrainians. Yeah, guess that's one way to look at it. That's pretty much it, dudes. I think that's let me see.
Inhumanity.
I think one lady does give an interview.
Begin this hour with some of the words being used today.
This chick named Hannah
scenes that have now come to light
something.
Outside of the capital city of Kyiv.
There's an interview for like one local.
Of the liberation of the area from Russian troops now overshadowed by the reality of what those troops did on their way out. I want to warn you that the images we are about to show you, and even the descriptions of them, are graphic, disturbing, and hard to watch. They might be some of the worst images you have ever seen on your television.
Yeah, they're really trying to play it up. The worst images I've ever seen. If you have to puke, I understand. Russian atrocity. It's a special kind of atrocity.
But they are the devastating reality of Putin's war on the people of Ukraine. And it's important we see that and him for what it is and what he is. These are the streets of Bucha, Ukraine, a once bustling suburban town about 20 miles north of Kyiv. The people of this town have gone without food, without electricity and gas for weeks under Russian attacks. I want to warn you again of the visuals I'm about to show you. You're looking at people in everyday, about 20 miles north.
I mean, like, what is this? Like, he got killed while he was on his bike, or he was killed while riding his bike. This looks so staged. I'm sorry. Like, what am I supposed to think? This is the most unnatural shit I've ever seen. Look at his fingers. They're all contorted. Like he's been dead for days, dude. He's obviously already stiffened up. Jesus Christ. This is obviously done like days and days ago. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find. There was an interview with one supposed lady, right? A witness, a civilian, because up until now, this is all we see. We see these bodies.
People in everyday clothing, not military uniforms.
And the body, all conveniently from these far angles, no close-ups whatsoever. Not one.
Corpses of executed people still lying.
But I guess that's for our benefit, right? And here's the mayor. Here's the same mayor that confirmed that the Russians were out of the city, the town, the village, whatever, at the time of the massacre. He says something, but he doesn't really say much. He doesn't implicate the Russians, but even though they want you to think he does. Here, go ahead.
To say.
Corpses of executed people still lying in the Yablonska street in Bucha. Their hands are tied behind their back with the white civilian rags. They were shot in the back of their heads. So you can imagine what kind of lawlessness they perpetrated here.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he says. He doesn't implicate the Russians. He just says they. And obviously someone did it, so I mean, he's not wrong. There's a they there. But he doesn't implicate the Russians. Even though that's how they want to spin it. Like, yeah, even the mayor's on board. He knows who did this. He doesn't know. can only guess.
And
yeah, Karen, you said you're tired of arguing with people who are brainwashed by MSM and it didn't just happen. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how to reach these people anymore. But yeah, this massacre is at least 4 days old if it happened.
every account you hear from witnesses in Bucha and in other surrounding areas there.
Every account you hear, I'm like, what witnesses?
Of the experiences that they have gone through, the
right.
things they have.
Hold on, because I want to be fair. There was like one, let me see. It was one of these mainstream fucking outlets. This looks like the same thing, honestly. Whoopsies. I'm like airing out all my. It wasn't Al Jazeera. I think it was CBS for sure. Yeah, I'm not seeing like there's like no interviews with like any locals. I saw one, and the lady was so vague. She didn't say Russians or anything.
As you
It was
described
just like
it,
a rough
Deborah, it's
translation. I'm trying to find it for you
all
guys.
heads around it,
You know,
and we're now 6 weeks in.
I think maybe it was this one, the Washington Post. Yeah, okay. Here we go. It was this lady.
А було це останній день, коли вони заходили. Так взагалі, це стоїть чоловік возле того, руки підняв ось на стеколки возле 9-етажки. Взяли, розстріляли. Женщина заходила в під'їзд, вони взяли і розстріляли. Просто так.
Okay, so yeah, that guy said they shot. It was the Russians. It could have been the Russians. Could have been someone dressed as them. Could have been the Ukrainians. We don't really know. This isn't like a, they didn't really do their due diligence with the journalism here. But yeah, rewind it. The last day when they came, the Russians, parentheses. That means he didn't say the Russians. That means he said they. So infer from that what you will, guys.
Коли вони заходили. Так взагалі, це стоїть чоловік возле того, руки підняв ось на стеколки возле 9-етажки. Взяли, розстріляли. Женщина заходила в під'їзд, вони взяли і розстріляли. Просто так.
Ішов брати дрова.
So, this chick, Hannah Herega, says he went to get some wood when all of a sudden they, in parentheses, Russians, started shooting. So what does that mean? That means she didn't say Russians. She said they. We don't know who they were because they started this clip in the middle of just talking to her. And we have to infer all the context, but okay. Let's get some wood all of a sudden when they started shooting. They hit him above the heel, crushing the bone. And he fell down. The shooter shouted, "Don't scream or I will shout," and they turned away. And they shot off his leg completely with the boot. And they shot him all over this side. And another shot went slightly. They shot him all over his side. Another shot went slightly below the temple. It was a controlled shot to the head. So, it sounds like this lady, she was there. She seen some shit. She knows what happened. But, we'll see what happens. And here's some more supposed evidence of, Russian gear, I guess that was left behind, that's not that outrageous. They'd occupied that territory like just last week. So, not super incriminating, but there you go.
Bucha massacre is the most.
So this guy, Dmytro Kuleba, he's like, yeah, the main guy, you know, accusing Russia of all this shit. I forgot what he was, some sort of Ukrainian freaking diplomat. He's in here. Let me see. His name was, I think he was in the article. Here we go. His Ukrainian foreign minister, Dmytro Kuleba. So he's the Ukrainian foreign minister. But yeah, I know it says right there, but it was an RT article.
Outrageous atrocity of the 21st century. We will be collecting all the evidence. We will be working with all international institutions relevant to identify and bring those responsible for these crimes to account.
I mean, yeah, I hope whoever did it is brought to justice. I'm only like 90% sure it probably wasn't Russia, since the mayor did a whole selfie video ecstatic about how they were gone from the region. So, seems unlikely that they just decided to tie a bunch of people with their hands behind their backs and then shoot them in the head and then place them on their bikes. Like, what the fuck? It's fucking weird, man. Anyway, I can't fall for this shit. But
and boy, do we have some crazy stories today. You know, I
oh lord, this is I don't know, it's on autoplay or something. Anyway, I'm not gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna keep this one too long. And thanks for hanging out, guys. Karen, Al, whoever's in there. See if I might shorten this video down or something. But yes, sir. I'm gonna bounce out. I didn't plan on doing this video today. But I just knew I knew something was gonna happen. Happened maybe a little sooner than I expected, but I knew this was the window. This little peace window. I knew something stupid was gonna happen. And you see how unconvincing this shit is? Completely unconvincing. These fucking completely unconvincing. These goddamn bodies, the way they're doing it, I don't know. Looks phony to me. Doesn't matter. This is plenty to get, you know, dumbasses to send their weapons and money to Ukraine. Thanks for being real news. I think it's pretty sad state of affairs when Vicious E of all people has to break this shit down to you. But you are very freaking welcome. Alright, with that, I am out of here, Karen. And all y'all out there in